William. I'm a photo-based artist, but I'm also a teaching artist fellow at the Armory Center for the Arts. And since the pandemic, I've also been at home, and I want you to take a journey with me to make art while you're at home. Here are some of the things that you will need. Pair of scissors, 2 sheets of paper, can be computer, construction, or any kind of paper, pencil, a pen or marker, any kind of adhesive, tape, glue, any of that acceptable, crayons, color markers, optional, and anything that you can write or draw with. So now we'll take a pause and let you get your materials ready. So one of the first steps we're going to do is look at Tanya Aguiñiga's exhibition that's currently up at the Army and available online, which is called Borderlands Within. We're going to cut 3 pieces of paper and do a technique called rubbings. For a rubbing, I want you to explore your home. Find 3 things that you can make a rubbing off. So you lay down the paper over this pattern, and side by side, you will make a rubbing. It's an imprint. You fold the whole paper, as we're gonna do 3 of these. It works better if you have a crayon and you take off some of the wrap of the color. That's one rubbing. For the next step, we're gonna fold our zine. So it's pretty basic. All you need is 1 sheet of paper, scissors. You're gonna fold it halfway, open it up, fold it to the middle part, this side as well. It creates 4 parts. Then you open it back up and you fold it hot dog style. You open it up one more time and you go back to your hamburger style. Now this fold, so you want to make sure you have these 4 parts right there, and this part right here, you take your scissors and you want to cut towards the middle. You want to cut this straight line towards here. So you go there and you stop right at the middle. Now you have this kind of opening here, so you fold it back up hot dog style. You bring it up here and you see these folds. You want to open it up and kind of convene in the middle and slowly fold it, and now you have a zine, which is comprised of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the cover and the back. Now the next step, we're not going to focus on the cover or the back, and we're going to focus on the first 2 pages. For these first 2 pages, I want you to think of the sounds, the things you see around your home. Right? Tanya's work is about her surroundings, what she sees, hears growing up. And because we are in our home a lot, those things are going to matter to us now. So I want you to make a list, and it's going to be a list comprised of 15 words. Those words can be sounds, things you see, colors you see, and you can do with any kind of crayons, markers, pen, pencil. For me, is currently when I wake up, I have my window open, I hear the sound of cars because I live right next to a freeway. So I'll put cars, and if you can't just do it in one word, you can describe the sound as well. Or you can even do the sound and descriptive, right? So say I hear my nephew sleeping, I can make this. So we need 15 words and take about 5 minutes to complete that. So now I have 15 of these words that I used: pen, crayons, and markers. Anything is acceptable. So cars, right? I hear that in the morning. The sound of sleep, zzz. Traffic, the smell of eggs, water. This is my dad's truck in the morning. It's really loud, right? An old truck. The sun when it hits my eyes. Helicopters. Laughter. Screams for my little nephew. So these are all acceptable, right? And you can make more than just 15. So now we're on to the next step. So for this next part, you take your rubbings that we created with 3 different patterns or things that you see, right? This one that I cut out is from my refrigerator. This one is from the pattern that I showed you with the cloth. So using whatever adhesive you have, you're gonna create a collage. Now I have this red tape, which adds a sort of border to everything. And if you don't have scissors, you can just cut them out like I did here. You wanna add, and this is a page, right? The first 2 pages we did the list, and now we did this collage. So you want to fill up all of the space with your 3 rubbings, and it'll create a sort of diary of what surrounds you, just as Tanya surrounds herself with a lot of the rubbings from her exhibition, right? They don't have to be too perfect, so you want to fill that out You create this kind of diary that's abstract. It also talks about your surroundings. And we're on to move to the next step. For this final part, I want you to think of the routine that you've been having during the pandemic, right? And I want you to contour draw those things. Contour drawing means you draw a line without picking up your pen or pencil and a marker. So I'm thinking about the things I do every day. So the first thing, I'm not picking up my pencil, my pen, and these will give you unique ways of seeing your surroundings, maybe give you a new perspective. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm gonna label this just for this lesson, but you don't have to. So this is my bed. It's one of the first things I see when I wake up, right? I'm in my bed. Now you want to find more space, right? You have this whole space to work on. And next thing, see, right? I lift it over. You don't want to lift up your pen, and then you want to right? So what do you think this is? This is my breakfast. And you can do this with crayons, with markers. It can be all one color. Next thing is I do is I want to make sure you also fill this space up. Right? This is me, my computer. Right, so you want to create this, right? Once you have about 5 or 6 things, I want you to grab anything that's black, right? Black marker. And I want you to create as well, not picking up these lines that reach to these places. And be as creative as you want. These are the connections that you're making, just as Tanya makes connections with the surroundings she has. Right? If I have something here, I'm gonna go around here, I have something here. Find different paths to take from breakfast to my computer to my bed again, back to eating, back to my bed, right? So you'll create this sort of map, this visual map of your everyday life, and that will be the last part of that. In these front sections, it can be a title page, it can be another free contour drawing that you can make. That is basically up to you, right? So let's remember again, it's 15 words, and this can take 15 minutes, right? You know, you want to find the great noises, sounds that you wake up to. The next thing is you take your rubbings and you create a collage out of them, right? The messier I think the better, the more abstract. Finally, I want at least 6 of these drawings that visually tell me what you today and what you surround yourself, right? It can be your dog, it can be a baby brother, a baby sister, it can be some of the toys that you have, it can be some of the books that you're reading, right? And you create this visual map, you find different paths. And then the free drawing parts can be the cover, right? I'm gonna call this, again, the free contour drawing, call this every day. You can be as creative as you can. And it's gonna be by William. And this is another free drawing that you can draw. You can also just take one of your rubbings and do a drawing underneath. So now you have a zine of your everyday life in this pandemic. You can also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can create these every day, every week, as much as you want. And thank you for taking this journey with me and putting some of your thoughts down on this little zine.